Okay. Hi everyone. Just give me a second. There we are. Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome back to Trucking Tuesday. Sorry, it's a late start today. We're over an hour late to the stream. I do apologise. I've been busy with a few other things. But we are here. I wouldn't want to miss Trucking Tuesday, so let's just dive straight into it. No time for introductions today. We're already behind schedule. Let's just get going. But we're back in TRUCKERSMP today. I think we're in Italy at the minute, but I will fast travel to get us back to our usual stomping grounds. We want to be near the action. There's a few less players today than there were last week. I think there were over 2,000 players on the server last week. There's only about 1,500 about today. But as long as we stick to the busier areas, we should still run into plenty of other people. So let's get on with it. Oh, one thing that I do want to just quickly do that. There we go. Okay, so I believe, let's just check the world map, see where we are. Right now we're in Bari in Italy. There aren't many people in this area. I have bumped into a couple of people between here and Rome, but obviously, as usual, most people on TRUCKERSMP tend to stick around this area. So we are going to head a little bit further north. What I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to quickly travel to my garage in Rome, but a new garage in Rome. I'm going to travel there to pick up my Feldbinder tanker trailer, because I want to do some ADR transport today, or ADV, one or the other. I forget what the acronym is. You know what I mean. Okay, and we're in. So, like I say, we won't be hanging around Rome because it's a very quiet place. We want to head to where all the other players are. So as soon as I've got the trailer, it's the Feldbinder, yeah, this one, the TSA 32.3-4/1 ADR. One of my absolute favourite trailers, I have to say. We're going to take this, and then we are going to just make sure it's attached. There it is, in all its might. Then we're going to fast travel to somewhere in this area. I don't want to go straight for Duisburg or Calais because they're going to be absolutely packed. Let's head for somewhere a little bit quieter. Let's go Hanover. I think Hanover is... it'll be busy, but it won't be too busy. So it's a good starting point. Once again, I just want to say sorry that the stream is an hour late today. I've been a little bit busy with other bits and pieces, like my next video that I'm working on. But I'm here now. I didn't want to miss Trucking Tuesday, so although we are late to the party, you know, at least the party's still happening. Okay, there's a few players around in this area. That's what we like to see. But we do actually need a job, so let's have a quick look in cargo market, see what's going. Hanover to Travemünde, Hanover to Hamburg, Hanover to Berlin. Let's have a look on the World of Trucks market. Nothing at the minute. Let's go to Hamburg then, shall we? Let's do that for our first job of the day. Hot chemicals to Hamburg. Ooh. Nearly. And we're off. So obviously I will go to some of the busy areas, as we did last week. I will do at least a couple of jobs in the direction of Duisburg, because that's where all the players are, usually. That's where they all gather. But let's start out with something a little bit quieter. There's not too many people about in this area. In fact, there's no one about right now. Quiet. Too quiet. How am I doing for fuel, by the way? Not too bad. I do need to... I was not even looking, apparently those lights were red. Whoops. I do need to sleep, and hopefully we will... get to a rest point fairly soon. Well, it depends how long this job takes, because I don't want to sleep before I start the job, because the offer might disappear. And if we sleep during the job, we might end up late for the delivery, so hopefully it'll be a nice quick job, and then we can sleep when we get there. Thanks for following, Mark 2025. Very kind of you. Oh, nearly missed my turn. There we go. Okay, cargo market. Hot chemicals. Let's go. Oh, also, I noticed my beacon light actually works with Eurotruck now, which it didn't before. We had quite a few problems before with the beacon light working with Eurotruck. But it seems to be working fine now. Obviously, this trailer doesn't have a beacon light, so for the sake of realism, I'm not going to have it on right now. But I do have a couple of trailers with beacon lights, so if we end up using any of those later in the stream, we will get that working. But for now, we'll keep it off. But yeah, nice to know that that's actually been fixed, so that that works properly with Eurotruck now. I made a terrible pig's ear of this reversing job, though. There we go. Managed to salvage it. Nice looking truck, says Anthony Edwards. Thanks very much, Anthony. Very, very happy with this truck. The fantastic Scania Streamline R730. Brilliant, brilliant machine. Maybe a little bit overpowered for this particular trailer, but it's, you know, I'd rather be overpowered than underpowered, you know. MLA, is that MLA? Or ML? Do I need to turn off automatic upgrades to downgrade to 1.53 to play Truckers MP? You will need to, yes. So Euro Truck today just released version 1.54. Unfortunately, Truckers MP hasn't been updated yet because it's literally a brand new update. So you will need to enable the beta version of 1.53. Basically downgrade your game to 1.53 until the patch is available for Truckers MP. But it's an easy enough job to do if you're playing on Steam. Are you a full-time streamer then, says Anthony? Not full-time, no, Anthony. I stream fairly regularly, usually 2 or 3 times a week. I've actually streamed the last 4 days in a row, including today. That's just because I've not been very busy the last few days, so I've had more time to do it. But yeah, I don't stream every day. It's usually 2 or 3 times a week for a couple of hours at a time. What are your pronouns, says Riley? She, her. Thanks for asking, Riley. Need to fix that posture. I think my posture's fine, to be honest. I mean, maybe my neck could be a little bit straighter, but I've got a nice straight back, which is the main thing. Okay, anyway, we are now off to Hamburg. Let's check on the map there. Not very far, just a little ways to the north. So we should be there fairly soon. It's saying 2.5 hours, so that's, you know, maybe like 20 minutes. Don't quote me on that. I'm terrible at judging how long it takes to drive places in real life in this game. I'll get rid of the mini-map there. We've got the sat-nav on the actual truck anyway. So I think it will get busier as we head north, because Hamburg is a fairly busy city. And then obviously we will try and head over towards Duisburg, which is where it gets really busy. Watch pronouns, says the boss. She, her, thanks for asking. Leon says, are you on TMP? Yes, I am on Truckers MP right now. Sorry, I swerved a little bit there. I am playing on Truckers MP right now. We're in a little bit of a quiet spot at the minute. We're heading from Hanover to Hamburg. But I am on Truckers MP. You will see other players about occasionally. And as we head north, you will start to see more and more of those other players. And like I say, we will be going to Duisburg later, which is the busiest place on the server. It's always absolutely packed, so... you got a bad trousers, says the boss. Not sure what you mean by that, the boss. I'm not actually wearing trousers today, as you can see. I am wearing a dress. But... sure. Whoops. Now you've made me change lanes by accident. Where are you travelling to, says Leon? Once again, I am heading to Hamburg at the minute. We have a trailer full of hot chemicals, which we're taking from Hanover to Hamburg. We are going a bit fast, actually, but everyone speeds on this server. Nobody obeys the speed limits on Truckers MP, you know. Just putting that out there. How long does it take? How long does it take? Sorry, says Vaughan Morgan. I honestly have no clue. I'm like I said earlier, I'm terrible at judging the real-time journey time in this game. because the in-game clock actually changes speeds depending on the kind of road you're on and how fast you're going. Strange but true. In fact, a lot of people don't know that about Euro Truck Simulator. But yes, if you're driving on motorways, time actually goes slightly faster. And if you're driving faster, the clock goes faster as well. So it's really hard to judge how long it's going to take to get somewhere, because the time scale is always changing just a little bit. I would say probably a few minutes, though, because we're nearly there at this point. Thanks for following, Lady Peanut Butter. Can I meet you at Hamburg, says Leon. You certainly can. You'd better be quick, though, Leon, because I am about to arrive at Hamburg. We're just a few miles away now. 21 miles, it says. And if we look at the big map, yep, we're right there. Are you on Sim 1, says Leon? You know it. Always on Sim 1. In fact, I don't think I've ever been on any of the other servers on TruckersMP. I've only ever played on Sim 1. Well, I tell a lie, actually. I think I might have played on the role-playing server once before. But I've never been on Sim 2. I don't really see the point. Unless Sim 1 was absolutely full, unless the lobby was completely full, which it never is. It's never that busy. The maximum player count is 5,000, so... And it's... I don't think I've ever seen the lobby full with 5,000 people in it. Thanks for following, Vanessa. Someone else followed as well, but just let me get to a safe place to read the chat first, because we're in the actual town now. I need to drive a little bit more slowly. Oh, it is busy. I can see a few blue dots on the map. Oh, I can just about make it there. There's quite a few people around here. Do you know the game Truck and Logistics Simulator, says Frankie. I've not heard of that. Is it like Euro Truck? I'm guessing by the name there's more of the like management side of it in there. But if there's driving involved, then I'd definitely be interested. The driving part is what I enjoy the most. Okay, and here we are. The delivery place is dead ahead. And then I will read out followers in a minute, because a few people have followed. Thank you all for doing so, by the way. Oh, I think we actually need to pay to enter the port. Or at least do a check. Do you drive IRL, says Mondo Prime? I don't, no. I don't actually drive in real life, and I don't really intend to be honest. It's very fun to do in a game, don't get me wrong, but in real life, you know, it's expensive, it's significantly more dangerous than doing it in a video game, and also I just don't really need to. I live in a place that has pretty decent public transport, so I don't really want or need to drive in real life. Oh, whoa, I nearly hit that trailer. I didn't even see that. Okay, here we are. That'll do. Okay, job done. So before I do anything else, just quickly, let's see who followed. So thank you very much, Hornet Boy 3, Matthew. Was there anyone else? Steve, thank you very much. I think there was one more as well. Mondo Prime, I already read that one. Billy Scothen and George, thank you all very much as well. Much appreciated, everyone who has followed. Captain Rolls, thank you. Okay, let's take a look at the job market then. And I want to see if there's anything heading southwest. Obviously, this is really where we want to be. This is the really busy area. Roast stock, that's not really the right direction. Let's take a look on the external market. Hamburg to Bremen. I guess that's a step in the right direction. Let's have a go. Mr. Chaos says, "Can I ask you something?" By all means, fire away. We're going to head over and pick up our next delivery. And then, if we can't find any jobs that go directly to Duisburg, I might switch out the trailer. Because there are, obviously... This trailer is kind of restricted in what jobs it can do. I nearly went the wrong way there. I think the low loader is probably the most versatile trailer. There's always low loader stuff. So if we can find a job... If we can switch out for the low loader and do some jobs with that, I think that would be the best option. Don't drive over the parking spaces. Oh, thanks for following, Millie. Thanks for following Erica and MTB Yeah 1. And also Cooper, thank you all very much. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the road. Whoops. Oh, I need to sleep as well. Okay. Maybe this job... Maybe I shouldn't actually take on this job until I've slept. And now I'm across the lanes as well. Oh dear. Thanks for following, Louis. What are your pronouns, says Noah. She, her, thanks for asking, Noah. Thanks for following, Taylor Matthew. Hold on, there's a couple more followers I will read out in a minute. We're doing good today. Well. How's your day going, says Orson. Very well, thanks very much, Orson. Tia says, oh my god, I used to love Euro Truck Simulator. I still do. Such a great game. Love this game. Always used to jackknife it. I mean, it's happened a few times. God, this is quite a steep bridge, isn't it? What axle is the truck, says Liam. It is a 4-axle. As you can see, big old 8-wheeler. We probably don't need the... we could probably lift the centre axle, actually. I don't think we really need it for a trailer of this size. Has that lifted? Yep. Maybe when it's full, depending on how heavy the trailer is. Ooh. Thanks for following. It's Pro 09, I think that says. Oh god, she's yawning again. I actually don't know if it's such a good idea to take this job until I've slept. I'm going to sleep instead. Let's sleep first. And if the job isn't available after we've slept, then so be it, you know. Oh, it's quite busy here. Okay, let's have a quick sleep. Okay, we've had a few more followers, so let me just read out some more names. Thank you very much. Frankie, user 123446789. MTB1, I think I already read that one out. James Guy, I think I'm going to stop reading follows out at this point because we'll be here all day. But it is very much appreciated, you know. If it didn't take so long, I would sit here and read out every single follower. But usually when we get to a point in the stream that people are following at an alarming rate, you know, it's easier to just say, you know, thank you everyone, but I'm going to stop reading names out at this point. So if anyone else does follow, it is appreciated. Please don't think that I'm... I think I've gone the wrong way here. Please don't think that I'm being rude by not reading out every single name. Because as you can hear from the sound effect, it's going wild right now. Okay, I wonder if the game's... I wonder if the job is actually still going to be there now that we've slept. Hopefully. But we'll find out. Frankie says, by the way, Trucks and your Logistics Simulator costs £30, but the game is amazing. I'll definitely check it out, Frankie. It definitely sounds like the kind of thing that I'd be interested in, because I am also quite big on logistics management games, like, you know, Factorio and stuff like that. So if it's like a cross between Euro Truck and Factorio, which I'm imagining it is just from the name, it's definitely my sort of game. You're stunning, babes. Thanks, Sunny Bunny. Very kind of you. Where am I actually going right now? Oh, it's round there. I see. Oh, there is driving in it. Thanks for letting me know, CT Ricky. Yeah, chat is going a bit fast today. You can never really tell if it's going to be a busy stream or not. It's just, you know, whether it hits the algorithm or not. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you get a really busy stream with a constant flow of comments. Sometimes it's quiet. You can never really tell which way it's going to go. But I'm glad that everyone's here. It's very nice. Surty says, can you bang it at 100 down the road? I couldn't, even if I wanted to, Surty. Unfortunately, the speed limit on the server is 90 miles an hour. You physically can't drive faster than 90 miles an hour on the server. And in most places it's restricted even further than that. So, for example, right now in the city you can't go above 40. And then on most motorways you can't go above 70. So there's only a few areas in the map where I actually could get up to 90. Okay, so we're now off to Bremen, with, I believe, more hot chemicals. Yep. It's an hour and 46, so like 10-15 minutes. How much money you got, says Harry? I have 11.7 mil. And fun fact, I've actually been playing this game on the same profile since the day that I bought the game. I've never, like, restarted or anything like that. So I've just built that up over, like, 5 or 6 years of playing the game. But yes, I've got 11.7 mil. The thing is, I don't really spend it on anything either. I've got a few garages, but not really that many, and I only own a handful of trucks as well. Because I pretty much just drive this truck 24/7. You know, whenever I'm on the game, I normally drive this truck. So I don't even really need the others, to be honest. Thanks for following, Caitlin. And by the way, it's incredibly easy to make money in this game once you've got the ball rolling. Like, once you've bought your first garage and hired a few drivers, they then make money for you. So, once it gets to that point, it doesn't really matter how much money you're making doing your own driving jobs, because all of your employees are making money. It definitely gets to a stage where money isn't really any object, you know? You don't really do the jobs for the money anymore, you just do it for the fun of driving. Oh, I'm going. Oh, I think I just got away with that. Do you know what the fastest truck in the game is? Mine only goes like 56, says Dracula Mins, with slow acceleration too. I think most trucks are around about the same top speed, but obviously you can upgrade the engine, the transmission, etc., to increase the performance. You know, get better acceleration and stuff like that. But generally speaking, you know, if you're actually obeying the speed limits, then you won't really be driving faster than 60 in most places anyway. So it doesn't matter too much. Thanks for following, by the way. Oh, the name's just disappeared, but thank you for following anyway. I know your parents are proud of you, says Full Stop. Yeah, they are. They are, actually. Funny you should mention that. What are you pro down? She, her. Thanks for asking. How heavy is this trailer, by the way? I didn't really pay attention. It's 20 tons. I think we could maybe put the drop axle down. I don't know. We'll keep it up. We'll keep it up for now. I think we're okay. And then once we get to Bremen, I think we'll either switch out the trailer or take a take a trailer from the job, whatever job we do next. Because you don't actually need to own a trailer in the game. You can take jobs where they provide the trailer. Mick Harry says, the result of bad parenting? Not at all, Mick Harry. I mean, if it was the result of bad parenting, then you might think that my other 4 siblings also turned out trans, and they didn't. I'm the only one of 5 kids to be transgender, so I don't think you could really put it down to parenting in that case, you know? What does the public say to you? Says Sprixley. Nothing, actually. Believe it or not, I have never once received any sort of transphobic abuse in real life. On TikTok, get it all the time. On an almost constant stream. In real life, nobody has ever said anything to me. Like, literally not once. Which I think just goes to show how spineless people actually are in real life, and how much, you know, the anonymity of being online empowers people to say whatever shit they like, really. Oh, I'm still in 9th gear. I was wondering why I was accelerating a little bit slowly there. I was still in 9th. Okay, I'm just going to pull over just for a second. Emma says, "Happy Trans Day of Visibility. I've been way too long. It's been way too long since I've seen your live, Saul." Thank you very much, Emma. That's very kind of you. Yes, it was Trans Day of Visibility yesterday. I posted a little jokey video today that you can go and check out now if you like. It's only 23 seconds long, but you know, I thought it was funny because I think I'm hilarious, to be honest. So you can go and check that out and have a laugh or not. Okay, how far? Oh, we're here. We're in Bremen now, or just outside it. Let's shift down a little bit. Struan says, "What are you, if you don't mind me asking?" I am a trans woman. As you can see in the description. Actually, does it say it in the description of the stream? I think because I changed the stream description just for yesterday, because it was Trans Day of Visibility. I don't know if it actually still says in the description, but normally it says in the stream description, Saul, 26, trans woman, AMA. How can you walk around in public, says Louis? Well, I've got these two things down here called legs. They sort of start at the end of my waist and go down to my feet. They're very good for walking on. Although the feet do a lot of the work as well, actually. It's sort of a joint effort between the leg and the foot. Okay, we're in Bremen. What wheel, says Struan? This is the Logitech G Heavy Equipment wheel. Part of the Logitech G Heavy Equipment bundle, which also includes this side panel here and two pedals, brake and accelerate, which are down below me. It's a cheap wheel, and it's quite an old wheel at this point. I've had this for over 3 years now. I am looking to upgrade quite soon, but it's a very good sort of starting wheel. Again, quite basic, but it does its job, you know. And if you want to get a good wheel on a budget, it's a good place to start. I love your dress, says young Phoebe. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. I don't think I've ever worn this one on stream before. So this is a debut of sorts. Do you have a clutch, says Lewis Martin. I don't have a clutch, unfortunately. Like I say, I do want to upgrade my pedals as well, because at the minute I've only got brake and accelerate. Fortunately, this gear shifter, and in Euro Truck, you can set it so that you don't need a clutch pedal, so I can switch gears without having to clutch. But I would like to get a proper clutch pedal at some point, so that I can make it a little bit more realistic. And is that an air brake? This is a hand brake. Or parking brake, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, the camera's lagging a little bit at the minute. I will show you it in action. Right now, actually, because we're about to stop at these headlights. There we go. At traffic lights. So that's... I mean, it's basically just a button that applies the brakes, but it's shaped like an actual hand brake, which is nice. It's a very small thing, but it just makes it that little bit more immersive, you know? Definitely worth getting. Okay, we are, I think, at the final destination. Link in bio says, you're exactly how I imagine the people that play these games to look like. Okay. I mean... you think that everyone who plays Euro Truck Simulator looks like me? Euro Truck Simulator? The game where you drive trucks? Okay, this might be a bit of a tricky one. Ray says, ignore the hate, you're very brave. Thanks, Ray. Don't worry, I take no notice of hate comments. I mean, I do take notice of them, because I usually read most of them out for a good laugh, you know, but they don't get to me at all, don't worry. Okay, need to straighten out a little bit here. That'll do. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly check if there are any jobs going towards Duisburg. If not, we will switch out the trailer, because we are going to Duisburg one way or another. Okay, it doesn't seem that there are. Let's look in Freight Market instead then. Cologne, it would be a good option, but Duisburg would be better. It doesn't look like there are any though. We'll do Cologne then. We've got radiators from Bremen to Cologne, and it's a double trailer. Cologne's a very busy place, so... Goonahehe says, you need a father. I've got a father, Goonahehe, and he's incredibly proud of me. So thank you very much for your concern. I have two loving parents. I wouldn't be. Well, you're not my dad, so I don't really give a fuck. Oh wait, I haven't picked up the trailer, have I? Woo. Oh god, now I'm in the way. I need to make a U-turn. Sorry, everybody. Guna, he says, ha, go outside sometimes, pal. 3 weeks ago, I uploaded a 17-minute documentary that I made while I was walking in the Peak District. It always makes me laugh when people tell me to go outside. Like, there are plenty of videos on my TikTok of me going outside. Why don't you go outside, Guna? It's a beautiful day out there. Instead of sitting here leaving comments on my live, why don't you go do something with your life, you know? You do not have to be here. You're not shackled to the chair, being forced to watch, you know? I'm still in the wrong place. Hold on. Oh, shit. And I've crashed a little bit. That's you lot. That's you lot distracting me, you know? There we go. Wall there, says Josh. Thanks, Josh. Thanks for the heads up. So we were actually going the right way anyway. I didn't need to turn around at all. You've still got your trailer on though, says Theo. Yeah, that's what confused me. I was wondering why my trailer's still attached. It's because we actually don't swap out the trailer until we get to the delivery place where we're picking up the new trailer. Uh, 10 kilograms with this chair, says Guna. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not far off, to be honest. I weigh less than an actual feather. I can't help it, genuinely. I really struggle to gain weight, so... Who's following me? Just need the seat to jolt when stopping, says user 3. Yeah, honestly, if I could get a chair that, like, had force feedback and responded to the in-game truck, that would be incredible. I think maybe we'll get a force feedback wheel first, because this wheel doesn't even have that. But it would be really cool. At that point, I might as well just buy an entire truck cab and wire it up to my computer to play Euro Truck with it. Name 10 trucks, says WD18. I genuinely don't think I could, WD18. I'm not a big expert on trucks, to be quite honest. It's very fun. They're very fun to drive. But apart from the truck that I'm driving, which is the Scania Streamline R730, I know basically jack shit about trucks. Fortunately, you don't actually have to know anything about trucks to drive them in a video game, so... Okay, here we go. So we go to Freight Market now. Bremen to Cologne. And yeah, then it tells us that we need to dismiss our trailer. So the trailer's gone. There's the new trailer. It's actually a double trailer, so we will put the axle down for this one. Oh, might need to start the engine first. Why won't it go down? I was pressing the wrong button, that's why. There we go. And let's go pick it up. I didn't really need to shut the engine down for that, but... Oop. A little bit of a roll back there, but we are off. Actually, I'm going to take a quick drink before we get out on the road. Oh, whoops. There's an invisible barrier there. As it turns out. Average monster drinker, says Seb. I mean, you've got a point with that one. I can't lie. Maybe that's the conspiracy. Maybe Monster Energy drink's been laced with estrogen. I mean, I'm sure somebody out there probably already believes that that's a thing that happens anyway, so... Okay, and we are off to Cologne. I forgot where we were going for a second. We're off to Cologne. PC specs. So my current PC, Intel i5 11400F CPU, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance, 3000 megahertz DDR4 RAM. Not Asus, sorry, that was my old PC. NVIDIA RTX 2070 8GB GPU and about 5 terabytes of storage, which might sound like overkill, but games are big these days, you know, I need that. Plus I need space for all of my video project files, which are massive, so... Dino says, your camera and voice are really delayed. Yeah, they do go out of sync quite often. I think that's just my internet. But I do apologise. Actually, it might just be TikTok Live, because it doesn't seem to happen on the YouTube streams. I am also live on YouTube if you want to join me there. You'll get a better view of the actual game that way. But yeah, it tends to go out of sync, the camera and mic audio. But it always fixes itself, so... Are my headlights on, by the way? Yes, they are. You can get kicked from the server if you don't have headlights on, just to bear in mind. Is that TruckersMP, says Will? Yes, I am on TruckersMP Simulation 1. Where are you from, says Cammy? So I'm originally from Harrogate in North Yorkshire. I now live in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. Thanks for the GG, by the way, Daniel. I don't know how long ago you sent that, but much appreciated. Thank you very much for the gift. Okay. Not everyone honks back, you know. You're very pretty, says Adro. Thank you, Adro. It's very kind of you. I try my best. What are your pronouns, says Will? She, her. Thanks for asking, Will. Great stream, says Dagger. Thanks, Dagger. Oh god, we're less than an hour in. I thought we'd been streaming for longer than that. I don't know if I'm going to extend the stream, because obviously we did start an hour late, so I don't know if we'll overrun a little bit to make up for it. I'm definitely not going to stream for an extra hour, because that's, you know, I've got other stuff that I need to do. But we could do an extra half an hour maybe. I'll see how I'm feeling at 6 o'clock. Vilseb says, you say you want to teach people about trans people, yet refuse to answer my question. I haven't seen any questions from you, Vilseb. If you'd like to ask the question again, but rephrase it, then by all means. Findlay says, what is that control panel? This is the Logitech heavy equipment control panel. Again, it comes as a bundle with the steering wheel and the pedals. How old are you? I am 26. Just recently. It was my birthday last week. Happy birthday, says Cammy. Thanks, Cammy. I had a wonderful day. Can you drive a car in real life, says Agnetha. No. I can't drive in real life. I've never driven in real life. And I don't really have any intentions on learning to drive in real life either, to be honest. What game is it? This is Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I'm currently on the TRUCKERSMP multiplayer server. Do you go outside, says Morgan? Yes, I do, Morgan. Once again, if you want to head to my profile, there's a 17-minute video of me going outside that's got over 250,000 views. Can you actually believe that? I still can't believe that video got 250,000 views. But there is video evidence of me going outside. It has occurred on at least one occasion. Kai says, you piss me off. I'm glad to hear it, Kai. I'm actually glad to hear that I can piss you off by just sitting here and playing a video game. I think someone's trying to pass me. Happy Trans Day, lovely, says Ellie. Thanks, Ellie. Oh, we're getting busy now. Okay. I am going to need to keep my eyes on the road for this next bit, guys. The traffic is picking up. I think, ooh, let's slow it down a bit as well. I think we're nearly there, though. Yeah, we're about to come off of this motorway. Never playing Euro Truck Simulator again. Once again, I can't tell you how happy I am to hear that. It's actually so funny to me that watching me play this video game upsets you so much that you are never going to play the game again. So, great. I'm actually so glad that I've managed to ruin your enjoyment of this game so much by simply existing. Thanks for following, everyone, by the way. I can't check chat right now because we're getting to a busy area and I need to try and keep my eyes on the road. But it is very much appreciated, everyone who is following right now. Thank you very much. I can do the occasional glance over, but I do need to concentrate. I don't want to crash into anyone else. Whoa! Okay. Now that wasn't my fault. The guy in front of me just jackknifed, and I slammed right into the back of him, unfortunately. And now I appear to be stuck on a bollard. It's okay, guy. Don't feel bad about it. It happens to the best of us. Oh, thanks for the TikTok, Diesel Viking. Very kind of you. Wreck ban, says Kira. No, I think that was a genuine accident. I think genuinely the guy just jackknifed and I was a little bit close, so I ended up hitting his rear trailer. But I think that was a genuine mistake. You know, I don't think people should be banned for an accidental crash. It's when people like deliberately block the roads and deliberately cause crashes. That's when it becomes a problem. You know. But I think we'll give him the benefit of the doubt this time. In any case, we are almost in Cologne. What are you transporting, says Diesel Viking? Right now, we are transporting radiators. 15 tons worth. Whoops, try and stay in the line, Sol. 15 tons worth of radiators from Bremen, sorry, to Cologne. We are about to arrive in Cologne, actually, so we're nearly done with this job. O4D says, we shouldn't be letting you drive, you're a horrible driver, even in-game. I mean, I know you're trying to say that to provoke me, but no, you are genuinely right. This is evidence of why I shouldn't be allowed to drive in real life. I would be so bad at it. Judging by how terrible I am at driving in this game, I should never be allowed behind the wheel of a real vehicle. So it's a good job that I don't drive in real life. And also, I've just took a wrong turn, so now we're going to have to go all the way around this four-leaf clover interchange to get onto the right lane. I'm a real-life truck driver. Trust me, you don't want to drive, says Declan. I mean, I imagine it's not all fun and games, you know. That's another thing. People always leave comments saying like, "Oh, why don't you just drive a real truck at this point?" Because even with all this gear, this is nothing like driving a real truck. It's a very different ball game, you know? Like, every single time I play this game, I will get at least one comment like, "Oh, why don't you just go and drive a real truck?" Because it's not the same thing at all. It's a completely different kettle of fish, you know? You need moderators, says Diesel Viking. I do have a few moderators, Diesel Viking. Unfortunately, you know, you can't always predict when moderators are going to be online. They don't always have the same schedule as I do. So, unfortunately, they aren't always here to hand when I need them. But I do have a mod team who I'm very grateful for. Normally, you know, there's other tools that you can use to manage chat though, like filtering keywords and stuff like that, and that gets rid of most of the like spammy type of comments and stuff like that. So. Brian says, "Bro, acting like truck driving is being a pilot. Don't use the J word." I genuinely don't know what the J word is. What are you talking about? And also, when did I ever compare driving a truck to driving a plane? I think that's just a thing that you made up in your head and it didn't actually happen, right? Thanks, Zoe WX, for the gold boxing gloves, by the way. Very kind of you. If anyone has sent gifts, by the way, I'm sorry if I don't always read them out straight away. It's kind of hard to keep on top of. Brad says, "You don't drive a plane, you fly a plane." Wow, mind-blowing. You've really blown my mind there with that knowledge. The reason I said the word drive instead of fly is because you are the one who said that I was trying to compare driving a truck to flying a plane. Which never happened, by the way. Once again, I just want to reiterate, that didn't happen. You just made that up and said that I said it. Which people tend to do, you know, I've noticed that a lot. People have a tendency to come into my live chat, completely make something up, and then say that I said it. Which is interesting. Not sure why people do that, but they do. If you're wondering why I'm driving so slow all of a sudden, by the way, it's because I am limited to 40 miles an hour in the city. I physically can't drive any faster than that because of how the mod enforces speed limits. Caden says, "Did it hurt to cut it off?" No, because I haven't, and I don't plan to. Believe it or not, I'm rather fond of it. I'd quite like to keep hold of it, if possible. And here we are, Cologne. What mods do you use, says Farid. I don't actually have any mods installed at the minute. Well, I guess technically TruckersMP is a mod. But the TruckersMP server doesn't allow any mods besides TruckersMP itself, so... No cutting corners, mate, says Amushvinblia. It's got nothing to do with cutting corners. I just don't want to do that. Like, I can't help it if your idea of transness is so restricted that you can't possibly fathom the idea of a trans person not wanting to have bottom surgery. But we do exist. Quite a few of us do exist. Anywho, let me just pull up here a second. And then let's check out the freight market. You cut a corner on the road, says Amush. Oh, okay, right, sorry. I genuinely misunderstood you because we were just previously, you know, discussing that subject. If you were genuinely just talking about the game, then fair enough. Okay, is there... Oh, there is something to Duisburg. Okay. Let's do it. It's gonna get busy. It's gonna get very busy. We're heading to the busiest area in the map. Or on the map, rather. Freight market. Take job. There we go. Why is that other trailer still there? I definitely completed the job. Normally the trailer despawns when you move on to the next job. It's just kind of sitting there. Oh well, not my problem. Okay, so we are now going to be heading towards Duisburg, which is, as I said earlier, the busiest city on the map, so expect there to be lots of other players about. We might even get stuck in a little bit of traffic. We did last time. So we'll see what happens. Happy Trans Day, says Ethan. Thanks, Ethan. It was yesterday, but thanks all the same. Red light. Are we turning right here? Yep. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit. I picked a bad time to grab my drink. Oh, shit. Hang on. Okay, we're good. It's raining as well. Put the wipers on. Wait. No, we don't turn here. It's the next turn. I've made that mistake many, many times before. There we go. Bruno says the camera keeps slowing down and speeding back up. Yeah, it does that, Bruno. Again, I don't know if that's my internet or if it's TikTok Studio. I think it's the latter. I think it's TikTok Studio. But yeah, my camera and microphone will very frequently go out of sync with each other. I apologise for that. But it normally corrects itself. And as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing, you know. As long as my voice isn't getting broken up and you know, you're missing bits of the audio, then that's okay. Thanks for following NATO. The NATO? I'm honoured. Oh, that turn was a little bit sharper than I expected. Camera's major laggy, says Droxy. Yeah, once again, sorry about the camera. It's a combination of TikTok Studio being a bitch, for want of a better word, combined with my internet not being very good, and the fact that I'm on a multiplayer game with 2,000 other people. That doesn't really help matters either, to be honest. And I think I did actually say last week as well, when we first played TRUCKERSMP, I think I did mention that it was probably going to affect my stream quality. It was probably going to use up a lot of my internet, use up a lot of my bandwidth because I'm playing on a big multiplayer server. And as it turns out, I was right about that. It does eat up quite a lot of bandwidth. Thanks for following, Sam, by the way. Oh shit, my TV. I really need to change the sleep mode on my TV because it turns itself off after 3 hours. And because my streams are 3 hours long, it almost always happens in the middle of the stream. In fact, I think in every single stream I've ever done on my computer, at some point in the stream, my TV is about to go into rest mode, and I have to make sure it doesn't. Thank you, John Pork, for the heart me, by the way, and also Draydog the Explorer for the flame heart. Again, I don't know how long ago you sent those gifts, but I've just clocked them now, so thank you very much. I do get a sound alert. You'll hear it on stream. Whenever someone follows, it does play the sound effect, but it doesn't. But there's no sound effect when I get gifts. So I don't actually notice when I've been sent a gift until I specifically look at the gift screen. So again, if you do send a gift, I might not read it out straight away. That's just because I haven't noticed it, because I don't get any sort of notification when it happens. Thanks for following... What is that? Bless17H. Thanks very much. Camera's back to normal now, says Bruno. Yeah, like I say, it will do that. It'll go out of sync, and then it will eventually sync itself back up again. And it'll probably go out of sync again very soon. But it will always it'll always sort itself out in the end. Draydog says, don't know how much of the game I've missed. I wasn't expecting you to go live today. You've missed about an hour and 15 minutes, Draydog. I did start late today, so you haven't missed as much as you would if I'd started at my normal time. But I'm going to be streaming for at least another hour, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. What server are you in? Says Alex W. I'm in Simulation 1 at the minute. I'm always in Simulation 1. And currently approaching Duisburg. So if you want to come and meet up with me, be warned, I am going to be at the busiest area in the game. So... And in fact, I think any minute now, you're going to see an absolute flood of other players. How long have you played that game for? Says Cami. I have been playing Euro Truck since, I think, 2018, I want to say. Maybe 19. About 6 or 7 years at this point. Oh, the game lagged a little bit there. So I wasn't one of like the old players, because the game is like 12 years old at this point. I was a pretty late comer to the game actually, but it's been a while now. But it's crazy to think now that the game... I've been playing the game now for as long as the game had existed when I first started playing it, you know? Anyway, it's about to get majorly laggy. Fair warning. There's going to be a lot of people about in this area. Hopefully it's not too bad. But we'll see. Oh, actually, we might get through without issue. Nice. I think that's the first time I've ever got through those traffic lights without stopping. Impressive. It's not going to be fun on the way out. It's quite busy on that side of the road, as you can see. I think the reason this city is always so congested is because there's actually only one road in and out, so all the traffic comes through this, you know, crosses over this exact bridge. That doesn't explain why everyone comes to this city in the first place. I think it's a vicious cycle, you know. I don't think there's any particular reason that Duisburg is the busiest city. I think people come to Duisburg because it's the busiest city, and that makes it busier. So I don't know where it all started. Ignore Christian.
Framio, încercăm. Da, s-au înghesuit ăștia la...
Also, just a quick disclaimer, obviously I have no control. I have no control over other players and what they say on their microphones. So if you hear Christian there snoring, unfortunately there's not very much that I can do about that. Calais is the busiest, says Will. Calais is very busy as well, yeah. But see, the thing is, I can understand why Calais is busy. Calais is busy because it's, you know, it's where you get the ferry over to the UK. So obviously, it's going to be a busy place. It's like a major port. But like Duisburg's in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't really have any significance. So I don't understand why Duisburg specifically is always so busy. Like I say, I think it's just a knock-on effect. People come here because it's busy, and then that makes it busier. What's your favourite simulator game, says Draydog? Probably this, to be honest. Maybe Train Simulator, classic. Big fan of Train Simulator. I haven't played that on the channel for a while, but I'd like to play it some more very soon. Sam says, do channel /0 for muting the radio. Okay, does that actually... I'm pressing / but nothing's happening. I don't actually know how to open the chat menu, so... I haven't really played this enough. Why? Okay, thanks, Sam. Right, and then I do /channel. Zero. Okay. So now I shouldn't hear any other players, right? Thanks for letting me know about that. Oh, I'm not quite in the... It'll be muted. Okay, thank you. I've actually learned something. I had no idea that you could do that. I mean, I imagined that it was probably a thing that could be done, but I just didn't know how you did it. So thanks for letting me know. There we go. Right, so we are in Duisburg once again, the busiest area in the map, with the exception of Calais. Wait, what? Has that always been there? Has there always been a tunnel from Duisburg to this place? They changed it for April Fool's, says Guy. Okay, I was genuinely... Like, didn't notice that before. Okay, that's just a joke. Right. That's quite... I like that, I like that. There's another one here, to Calais. Oh, so there's actually an alternate route to get to Calais. Maybe we should actually drive it. Maybe we should try and go that way. How old were you when you swapped the genders, says Cammy. If you mean how old was I when I came out as trans, I was 21. It was... no, was I 21 or 22? It was about 4 or 5 years ago. I was 22. I was 22. Okay, anyway, let's take a look at what else we can do. Duisburg to Calais. Yeah, we can do it. I want to do this job from Duisburg to Calais because I want to see if we can actually drive that new route that's apparently been put there just as an April Fool's joke. But if it's actually drivable, if we can actually take the truck that way to get to Calais, that would be really cool. So we're gonna attempt it. And I think that's exactly where we pick up the trailer as well. So that makes things easy. Oh, we can lift the axle now, by the way. There we go. You can, but the end is hell, says Guy. Okay, okay. I'll try it. I'm gonna try it. Just for the fun of it, you know. They've took the time and effort to put an April Fool's joke into the game. I'm gonna give it a try. I won't spoil it, but have fun, says Guy. Oh god. Am I about to regret it? Let's see. Opinions on John Pork, says Lewis. Well, John Pork sent me a flame heart emoji, so big up John Pork for that. I don't know if that's the John Pork. I imagine probably not, but the gift is appreciated all the same. Okay, how bad is the traffic going to be this time? Let's find out. Do you drive in real life, says Banny? No, Banny, I don't drive in real life. I can't drive in real life. I've never had any driving lessons. I don't even have a provisional license. I don't really intend to drive. Name of the game, says Alvin. This is Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm currently on the TRUCKERSMP multiplayer server, and we are right now in the city of Duisburg, which is the busiest place on the map. As you can see, we're currently stuck in a traffic jam. Which is nice. We need to be in that lane as well. Oh, I didn't think this through. It's very hard to change lanes in the middle of a traffic jam, but we do need to be in the right-hand lane. Ooh, nearly. Indicator on, says Warren. Unfortunately, Warren, that won't make a difference. I can guarantee that nobody is going to let me in if I indicate. That's not going to work. What I can do is there's a roundabout, so I can go around the roundabout and then move to the outer lane. Whoa. But yeah, I guarantee if I indicate, nobody is going to let me in. That's not how people play this game. I mean, I could just... Ooh. No. Never mind. I was going to try it then, I was going to risk it, but no. Never mind. Oh shit, no, don't open the map. There we go. Oh! There is actually another way out. There is another option here. Does the game cost money? Says Cammy. Yes, it does indeed. It's normally $13.50, I think, but it's often on sale. It's about £4.50 when it's on sale, so definitely wait for a sale. It's always on sale, so. What stops you from driving on the wrong side, says Daniel. You can get kicked for driving on the wrong side if you get reported for it. And also there's a constant flow of traffic coming the other way as well. I mean, there isn't right at this second, but as soon as you try to, you just know that someone else will be coming the other way. So it's not worth running the risk, to be honest. Just reverse really slowly, says Daniel. It's a thought. It's a thought. Okay, so what I'm going to do, there is a way that we can avoid having to try and change lanes here. Basically, we're going to go all the way around and come in from the other side. You'll see what I mean in a minute. We're going to go this way instead. Actually, I could have taken the second exit there, but I took the third instead. It doesn't matter. Either way, it'll get us to where we need to be. Do you need the steering wheel set to play the game, says Cammy? Nope, you can play the game with keyboard and mouse or with a controller. Okay, so we are actually going the long way around, but it will help us to circumvent some of the traffic. Because this will bring us out at the opposite side of that junction. You can see right now, we're basically just going all the way around the city, and then back to the same junction, but on the other side, on the other road. Thanks for following, Mark Bignell. Very kind of you. And look at this, it's nice and quiet because literally nobody drives this way. And you can see why. I mean, there's literally nothing down here. There's no businesses, there's no delivery places in this part of the map. It's literally just a loop. Which means that it's always free of traffic. And it's crazy to me that we're in the same city that's also the busiest place on the map. Because it's just that one road that's busy, and then the rest of the city's completely dead. Do you have a real license? Says Josh. Nope. I don't drive in real life, and I never will. Well, never say never, but I don't want to, or plan to. Why don't you want to drive? I just don't really have any reason to be honest. I live in a place with fairly decent public transport links. I can get anywhere that I need to go on the bus or train. If I ever do need to go a little bit further, or if I need to have stuff, you know, if I need to take stuff with me, I've got one of my uncles. In fact, he's not my uncle, he's my godfather. My godfather is basically a man with a van, so when I went to university, he helped me move all of my stuff down and stuff like that. Basically, I've got free use of a van whenever I need to move anything. So there's like I say, there's no really real need for me to drive. Any scenario that would require me to drive, there's an alternative solution that means that I don't have to. So, not to mention, you know, driving's very expensive. If money was no object, sure, why not? But driving's a very expensive thing. You know, you've got to buy the car, you've got to get insurance, you've got to do MOT every year, you've got to maintain it, there's fuel costs, there's road tax, there's congestion charges in certain areas of the country. It's just like cost after cost after cost, you know? And it just doesn't really seem worth it unless there was like a real need for me to do it. And some people need to drive. You know, I'm not anti-driving. I'm not anti-car by any stretch. People do need to drive, but I don't. So... Louis says, I've just started driving, 3k for insurance, 2.8k for 40 hours course, plus the car, and most extras. That's pretty cool. That's pretty decent. But again, even then, that's only the startup costs. You know, you do still have to pay road tax every year, fuel costs every few days, MOT once a year, you know. There's not only the upfront costs, there's like the recurring costs as well. Like I say, I'm not anti-car, but for me personally, it just makes more financial sense for me to use public transport. Okay, this strategy to avoid the traffic doesn't appear to have worked terribly well. We are still stuck in traffic. So I do think we might have gone all the way around for nothing. Ooh. Thanks for following, Michael. And thanks for following JH and Ebbs. And there's the red light. Thanks for following Sonny Brooks and Joe Jay. I can't tell what that emoji is. Just go through the red light, says Charlie. No. Trust me, going through the red light will piss off way more people than just holding up traffic by waiting at the red light. Camera's laggy, says Jay. Yeah, sorry about that, Jay. The camera will quite often go out of sync with the video, with the audio. Is it just a trucking game? I keep seeing people driving cars, says Cammy. That's part of the TRUCKERSMP mod. There are a few cars that you can buy as part of the mod. But I don't really bother with those. I don't really see the point of getting a truck game and then driving a car. But you can get cars in the TRUCKERSMP mod. Okay, we are almost at the tunnel now. We just got to pick up the cargo, and then we are going to go through the tunnel and see what's going on. Are you a footy fan, and if so, what's your favourite team, says Jay? I'm not a football fan. I've never really been into football, to be honest. There's a lot of football fans in the family. My dad supports Newcastle. My uncle supports Chef Wednesday. He actually took me to my first football match, which I was completely disinterested in. But the first football match that I ever actually went to see was Chef Wednesday versus Crystal Palace, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, me personally, I've never really followed it. I've never really been that big on football. Oh, the job's gone! It took us so long to get here that the job's no longer available. I'm going to go through the tunnel anyway. I'll just go through it without any cargo. Okay, where's the actual tunnel entrance, though? It's got to be here, right? This is... Yeah, there's the marker. Okay, we're about to go through the tunnel. Wish me luck, everyone. CD road service to Duisburg. There we go. Okay. I mean, okay. I don't know what I expected. It wasn't this. But oh god, there's so many people about as well. I'm just seeing how many people are here right now. Okay, so this is the TRUCKERSMP April Fool's joke. I like it, guys. Very, very funny. But this is actually a drivable section of road, so let's drive along it and see see what we can see. Oh, there's someone right behind me. This road also is busier than I was expecting it to be, but I guess, you know, everyone wants to see it because it's only going to be here for one day, and then they're going to patch it back out again. The other end of the road is the busy side, says Guy. Oh, it's going to get busier? Oh, God. Okay. I'll look forward to that. I mean, I guess it does go all the way to Calais, so... And Calais is the only place on the map that's busier than Duisburg, so... Yeah, I'm going to join those guys and overtake right now. Or not, because I've just accidentally gone down to third. Quick, quick, quick. Go, go, go. There we go. Masterfully done there, Saul. Well done. When did you change, says Haz. If you mean when did I come out, I came out about 4 years ago. Okay, how far is this road? This might take longer than I was expecting it to be honest. So is this entire road new? Because it says that I've already driven here. Or I imagine maybe the road itself is not new, but the tunnel connections are? I don't know. Someone let me know. Just either end where the tunnels are. Okay. Oh, someone's upside down there. Oh, careful, Saul, careful. Put your foot down, says Scotty Dog. I've got my foot down, Scotty Dog. This is quite a windy road, though. Well, it doesn't look it on the map, but it's a bit twisty and turny. I don't want to go overboard and end up spinning out. What time is it, by the way? It's 10 to 6. Okay. So we'll get to Calais, and then I think we might have time for one more delivery, and then we'll call it a day. Like I say, I don't mind streaming a little bit longer today because I did start late. But I don't want to overrun too much, you know. I've got to make my dinner. I drive a truck for real, says Darren. Nice one, Darren. What kind of truck do you drive? An old Volvo. Nice. I'm a big fan of Volvo. Not just their trucks, but their tractors as well. I love some of the... there's been a few classic Volvo vehicles in Farming Sim, which are really cool. And obviously they make great cars as well. Go on, I'll let him in. Is this a border crossing? Well, it's a railway crossing. No, we're still in Belgium. Oxydite. Were we stuck behind this guy on the bridge back in Duisburg? I think we were. I think we went all the way round in a big circle to try and dodge the traffic, and we're back behind the same guy that we were behind earlier. I'm sure I remember seeing his name, or their name rather, when we were back in Duisburg. That's crazy if so. Oh wow, look at everyone coming the other way. Where's the tunnel, says Scotty Dog? The tunnel is in Duisburg, and then there's another one in Calais. The road itself, I have been informed, is not new, but the tunnel is like an April Fool's joke. It'll get patched out again tomorrow, so... But pretty cool, pretty funny. Thanks for following Sherry Mackenzie, I think that says. Sorry, I do need to concentrate on the actual game right now, so if I'm not having too much time to read chat, you know why. And if I read anyone's usernames out wrong, I apologise as well. You are on a very tiny screen, so it's not always easy to read people's usernames. Oh, the road surface just got considerably worse. Whoa, spun out a little bit there. Okay, we're nearly at the other tunnel, which is going to take us into Calais. Have you ever been to Hull Docks in the game? Says Darren. Unfortunately, Darren, Hull doesn't exist in the game. I mean, technically the docks do exist, but Hull isn't actually a discoverable location on the map. If you look over to the UK there on the left, you can see Grimsby, but no Hull. So even though you can go to Hull in the game, it isn't called Hull in the game. Hull doesn't technically exist in Euro Truck, which is a shame. Oh, whoa. Nearly. I had to turn slightly just to avoid rear-ending the truck in front of me there. That was a very close call. Thanks for following, everyone, by the way. Oliver, Cleaver, Harvey, Lucio Fan. Very much appreciate all of you. And Darren as well. Thank you all very much. Lucio Fan says, are you British and on E? How long did you wait for it? If yes, I've been waiting on T for 4 years. I'm not actually on HRT, Lucio. I'm well aware of the insane wait times on the NHS for hormone therapy, which is why I didn't even bother to even get on the list, because I'd still be like halfway down the list, even if I'd signed on the day I came out 4 years ago. So I really don't know anything about the current wait times. But I don't really intend to do my transition on the NHS. I want to save up money and go private, because from what I've been hearing recently as well, the NHS could at any minute just turn around and say, you know what, fuck you, we're not giving you any more prescriptions. So it's going to be a lot safer for me to just save up a bit of money and go privately. And I think my advice for anyone in the UK wanting to medically transition, especially with hormone therapy, if you can afford to go private, do, because, like I say, I've seen so many horror stories of people who have just had their prescriptions cut off without warning, which is such a dangerous thing to do, you know. And it's disgusting that it happens, but it does. Like, I don't think people understand. Once you've been on HRT for like 4 or 5 years, once you've been taking testosterone or estrogen for several years, you can't just stop complete cold turkey. That's such a terrible thing for your body. And it's absolutely disgusting that the NHS can just completely at random say, you're not getting HRT anymore. Complete cold turkey, no more. It's such a disgusting thing. But that's the political climate that we live in, isn't it? People really don't care how much it hurts us, because they'd rather we just don't exist, full stop. So bigger priorities than your hormones, mate, says Joseph. You would think so. You would think that there were bigger fish to fry than trans people, which is why it's so baffling that we are a constant target in the media and in politics, you would actually think that there were bigger problems, but it seems that there aren't, apparently. It seems that we are the single biggest problem that's ever existed, judging by the way that we're talked about in the media. So, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think that we should be such a big problem. But it's beyond my control, really. What does the control panel do, says Cammy? The control panel does quite a lot of stuff, Cammy. Most of the buttons are mapped. For example, these orange ones here control my window. You can't really see it right now, but my window is going up and down there. There's also controls that do the windscreen wipers. That's these ones here. There's my headlights. There's my beacon light, which I'm going to keep off for now, but that's on the control panel. Connecting and disconnecting trailers, lifting axles, the indicator stick. It does all kinds of things. What made you go trans, says Domus Edits. So that's quite a big question. It's not really a straightforward question. There's a lot of different factors to consider, you know, and every trans person has a different sort of journey to their realization. I do have a video, if you are interested in learning more. I have a video, it's the first video on my profile, where I talk about how I sort of came to realize that I was trans, because it was a long journey. You know, it's you don't just wake up one day and think to yourself, oh, I am a woman now. It doesn't work like that. Despite what certain people might tell you, it doesn't work like that. It's a long process of sort of self-discovery and realization. Top Keck says, I'm in the exact same traffic jam as you. Enjoy waiting 30 minutes. Oh god, no. Are you joking? Oh shit. I'm not going to actually be here for the next 30 minutes, am I? I regret this now. I regret doing this. But it gives me time to read chat, so if you now's the time to get your questions in, you know. Harrison says, what's your opinion regarding hormone therapy for non-trans people? People taking for other reasons? I mean, hormone therapy, there are a variety of reasons why people would need to take hormone therapy. Obviously, the most common recipients of hormone therapy are actually cis women, because when you go through menopause, you need to sort of regulate the amount of estrogen in your body because your body's no longer producing it at the same rate anymore. So cis women are like the biggest recipients of hormone therapy. There are so many different reasons why you would need to take hormones. So, you know, it's never been a thing that's exclusively for trans people. I think, again, it's one of those things that's in the media, you know, is kind of, there's kind of this picture of HRT as being this thing that was invented by trans people and only trans people get it, which obviously is not the case. But just like any gender-affirming care, plenty of cis people get it as well. You know, cis people get penis enlargement and breast enhancement and stuff like that. Those are all examples of gender-affirming care that both cis and trans people can get, you know. What's your ID on TruckersMP? I'll tag you, says Topkek. My ID is Ashindak. It might be Ashindak16, which was my original username, but I changed it to just Ashindak because it made it sound like I was 16, which I'm obviously not. The reason that it used to be Ashindak16 is because that I created my account in 2016. But I immediately regret you know, it was like immediate regret calling myself Ashendak16 because then I was sort of like, wait, what if people see my username and think that I'm 16? So I changed it to just Ashendak. Thanks for the message, by the way. I did see it, Topkek. It just popped up. What's your in-game sensitivity for your wheel and stuff like that? It looks great, says Mason. So I actually have the sensitivity set to maximum, 200%, and the dead zone set to 0%. Unfortunately, this is quite an old wheel, so there is quite a lot of give in it, and you will see the in-game wheel twitch quite a lot when I turn the wheel here. So the best option is to just have maximum sensitivity and minimum dead zone, you know? Thanks for following, DM. I'm kind of glad that I don't have a trailer with me now, because I think if I was doing a delivery, it would definitely end up being late. I'm kind of glad that I'm just on my own, no trailer, no delivery. Mason says I tried 200 once and it crashed into a tree. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I think for this particular wheel, and given its age as well, 200 sensitivity works quite nicely. But you can see that even with 200 sensitivity, I have to turn the wheel quite far to get the in-game wheel to respond. Thrift Talk Shop says, you either train or you ain't, mate. Can't be greedy. I think what you meant to say was you're either trans or you're not. I'm not sure what greed has to do with it. I bet you're also the same kind of person who says, oh, bi people are just greedy. Which, believe it or not, a lot of people do say. I'm not sure what greed really... I'm not sure where greed factors into it in terms of being trans. But whatever you say. Whatever you say, guy. Joel says answer. Answer what? It wasn't a question. And there it is. That's the comment that I was waiting for. Thrift Talk Shop 24 says bloke. Okay. You do understand that I get that comment hundreds of times a day, literally. I have lost count of the thousands and thousands of times that people have left that exact comment on my videos. Like, I don't even care about the misgendering or the attempted provocation. What I care about is how unoriginal it is. Like, if you're gonna try and insult me, at least try to think of something, you know, unique. You know, put your own spin on it. Are we getting anywhere near the front right now? I don't know. We are getting close to the tunnel, which I think is a good sign. What game is it? This is Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're on TRUCKERSMP at the minute. And we're currently on our way to Calais. Although we are stuck in quite a considerable traffic jam. Is it PS5, says Sam? No, it's PC only, Sam. Chanel says, just been blanked every single time, only replies to guys, FFS. I haven't seen a single comment from you, Chanel, I'm not going to lie. I don't know where you got the idea that I only answer questions from men. I try to answer as many questions as I can. Thanks for the heartbeat again, John Pork, by the way. I think we've had a couple of donations from John Pork today, which is lovely. And I don't know if I read out that last flame heart from Draydog, but thank you very much, Draydog. We must be near the front now. Oh shit. Oh. Stop doing that. I want to see the map overlay, not the actual. There we go. Okay, I can finally see the actual end of the road, but there is a lot more traffic between us and there. I noticed the view count of the stream has dramatically fallen as well. That's probably because I've been stuck in a traffic jam for the last 10 minutes and there's not really anything particularly exciting to see. I'm a little bit close to that guy. Let me just back up just a little bit. I may as well put my handbrake on. There we go. It's a little laggy, not sure if you know though, says Abs. Yeah, my camera will go out of sync with my microphone. Unfortunately, there's not really anything I could do about that. It's partially TikTok Live, it's partially my internet, and it's also partially the fact that I'm on a multiplayer game with 2,000 other people, which uses up a lot of my internet bandwidth, so... Thrift Talk Shop says, typical girl, can't use tech, lol. I have a degree in computer science, but hey, at least you correctly gendered me, so thanks for that. I might as well have a drink while we're stood, actually. There's an idea. I've just been rammed. Not the first time, says Let's Masturbate. I should be so lucky. Unfortunately not. Jason O'Keefe says, you have a degree but you are playing video games. Proves you didn't need school. Okay, I forgot that everyone who has ever played a video game didn't go to school. I must have missed that memo. Like, what what point are you even making there? Still here, says Guy. Yes, we are still in the traffic jam. We are getting very close now to the end, though. Chanel says, I've literally just copy and pasted the same question 6 times and just got skipped. Chanel, I'll be honest with you, if you've asked the question once and it didn't go through, then copy and pasting the question is not going to get it to go through. If the question didn't go through the first time, it's because it was automatically filtered out by TikTok, so copy and pasting the question 6 times is just going to get it filtered out every single time. Maybe try and reword the question in a way that it won't be automatically screened, although I have my suspicions that it was probably screened for a reason. Usually questions that get screened are. Let me sit up. I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm going to need to stand up soon. It's this traffic jam. It's really... It's not fun. I mean, it was... I'm not saying the game's not fun. Because it is a very fun game. It's the getting stuck in traffic that's annoying. Not out enjoying the sun today, says Mike. Not right this minute, Mike. No. I will be later, don't worry. Nice afternoon in the garden. Getting a bit late to go out for a walk, but maybe tomorrow, because I'm not streaming tomorrow. Just overtake, says Connor. If I overtake, I will be kicked from the server. You see all those players that are getting kicked? That's because they're overtaking. If I try to overtake here, there's nowhere to get back in. Ooh. You can see there, that guy in the car is going to try and overtake. There you go. If I try to overtake, there's no way to get back in, which means I will inevitably end up holding up traffic that's coming the other way. Then I'll get reported, then I'll get kicked from the server. So it's not worth even trying to do it, really. Thanks for following Spooler. Is that Spooler or Spooker87? Thank you very much, either way. Again, sorry if I have a hard time reading out people's usernames. They are on a very tiny screen, and it can be hard to see, so... Oh, Spooler is in Turbo. Okay, thank you, Spooler, for clarifying that. Great stream, says Spooler. Thanks, Spooler. I detect a hint of sarcasm. It was a great stream up until about 20 minutes ago when I made the stupid decision to try and drive down this road and get stuck in a massive traffic jam. Can you drive in real life, says Max. No, Max, I don't drive in real life. Thanks for following Ella Fitzgerald. Very kind of you. And once again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has followed today. We've had 75 new followers in today's stream. It's been a while since we've done a stream as well as this, to be honest. So I was pleasantly surprised by all the attention that today's stream's got. So thank you everyone who has followed today. And we're still getting more. Thank you very much, Sean and Evie, for following as well. Check on your right, is there space? Says Blameless. There isn't space. Again, it's not really a problem of space, it's a problem of getting back in again. There is nowhere to cut back in because the traffic is like... It's literally bumper to bumper all the way up. So there really is no way to get back in if I do try to overtake. Hey Saul, says Elsa and Nosy, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Have you had the op or you still got your tallywhacker? I haven't had the op, and I do still have, as you so delicately put it, my tallywhacker. And also, I don't plan on having the op, so the Tallywhacker is there to stay. Are you AI, says Max. I mean, I don't think I can really answer that question in a satisfactory way, because you would never know, really. Are you AI? I think AI's reached a point now where any of us could be AI and have no idea. Maybe I am. Maybe I don't exist. Answer the question? Okay, then, yes, I am. I am AI. I don't exist. I'm actually a highly realistic chatbot that's been programmed to stream Euro Truck Simulator on TikTok. What's your IQ, says Max? Well, I'm an AI, so I don't have an IQ. I have the combined knowledge of the entire internet, so it's an immeasurable amount. At least 6 digits. Anyway, we're at Calais, finally. We're at the final tunnel. We do still have to get around this, this roundabout. I don't know how easy that's going to be. I am going to pull in front of this guy, though. I'm feeling cheeky. You can hold down the horn for as long as you like. I physically can't move, my guy. Oh, I've accidentally collided there just a little bit. You can just turn right for the tunnel. Oh, the tunnel's to the right. Okay. I actually didn't know. But it's too late now. I can't go back. Oh, I can go back. I'm going to go back. Oh. I'm stuck. Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm stuck. Shit. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just get me out of here. Are those other players? Says Magical Walrus. Yes, every other truck that you see is another player. Oh, okay, that was horrible. That was a nightmare. I'm glad that I saw it, but I'm never doing that again. I think next April Fool's Day we'll just not bother. Oh wait, this is the truck service. Where's the tunnel then? Where are you going? Eventually, Calais, Blameless. If I can find where the trigger is for the tunnel. There it is. Okay. Oh god, right. That was awful. That was a nightmare. Friday afternoon traffic on a Wednesday on Euro Truck. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're here. I'm going to get to a repair place and then I'm going to end the stream because I feel like that took years off my life. Oh, server connection closed. Oh. I don't know if I was kicked or if I just timed out, but we have left the server. Maybe that's for the best. We're nearly finished anyway. I'm just going to go to the repair place and then we'll finish up there. Do you play Farm Sim, says Spooler? Yes, I do. I have a series called Farm Sim Friday. Not every Friday, but I am looking to play it again quite soon. Big fan of Farming Simulator. And I think next time I play, we'll be doing some multiplayer on that as well, because I do have a multiplayer server that I admittedly don't go on very often, but it is there. What? Oh, there's a tunnel here as well? Okay. The music's a nice touch. So it appears... Oh, the tunnel goes to there, but for some reason you can hear the music here. Well, that was an eventful stream. Apart from the last half an hour or so, which I think was literally the exact opposite of eventful. We were just stuck in traffic for most of it. Where's the music coming from? It's coming from the game, Magic Walrus. It's an April Fool's Day joke in TRUCKERSMP. But I think I need a break after that. So, just to quickly recap where we drove today, we had a quick drive from Hanover to Hamburg, then we had Hamburg to Duisburg, and then Duisburg to Calais. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate the April Fool's Day joke. Thank you, TRUCKERSMP, for that. But that is where I am going to leave things for today. Don't go away, though, obviously. As always, I have just a couple of words to say before we end the stream. So stay where you are. Don't leave me. Let's get some music in here. Okay. And let me just switch over to my big camera. There we go. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining me for today's stream. It was absolutely fantastic. I've had a very fun time today. I was not expecting this stream to be big, but it was actually quite a big stream today. We happened to hit the algorithm and get a fair few views today. So thank you to the 80 people who followed during today's stream. It's very much appreciated. Look at the follower count up there, 5880. We're closing in on 6k bit by bit. Eventually, we will make it. So thank you very much everyone who's joined. It's been a very fun time. I've enjoyed playing some Truck Simulator today. Let me turn these lights off because I think I'm getting a little bit washed out. In fact, let's... Oh god, no, that's worse. That's way worse. That'll do. Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I've had a wonderful time. Hopefully you have as well. There will be more Euro Truck Simulator soon. I don't know if I'm going to play it next Tuesday. I still haven't worked out my stream schedule for this month, but when I do, it will go up on Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, and TikTok. Basically, wherever you follow me, I will be posting my schedule for this month in the next couple of days. I will be streaming Factorio on Thursday. First time I've streamed it in like 2 months, so I'm very excited to finally get back into that. So do join me on Thursday for Factorio if you're interested in that. And then I'm not doing Sci-Fi Sunday because we finished Stranger's Wrath. So I think the next stream after that will be Minecraft on Monday. I do have a video coming out this week as well, which is my next Lego tour video. So if you're interested in that, that will be coming either Friday or Saturday. Depending on how quickly I can edit it together. I've just done the recorded the voiceover for it, but obviously all the footage still to capture, so it depends how long that takes. And also, just to give you a little bit of an update of the kind of stuff that I have planned for this month, I am going to the Peak District again next week, so there'll be another Peak District video coming very soon. There's some more piano covers coming this month, and a couple of video essays as well, or one video essay rather. So do stick around for that. Please follow if you haven't already. And of course, if you want to support me financially, please consider checking out my Patreon, like these fine folks. I've written the names back on the board. I've remembered this time, so thank you very much, Kate, Sophie, Jess, and Daniel for supporting me over there. There's a link in my bio. It only costs £1 a month, and you get access to behind-the-scenes content, as well as your name on this board. So, you know, give me £1 and I'll write your name on the board, basically. But like I say, there's a link in my bio for that, and to all my other socials. You get the picture. Same old, same old. I will see you on Thursday for the next live stream. Thank you very, very much for joining me, and goodbye. Bye-bye. And as always, bye-bye, everyone.